Everybody wants to be one of those cool kids on the block with the custom paint job on their engine. But if you're anything like me, and 9 times out of 10 you probably are, you may have a bit of rust on your engine that is less than optimal, we'll say. My name is Derek, this is Fatal RPM, and in today's video we're going to be attempting to de-rust this engine so that we're able to paint it a special trendy color. I actually don't know what the color is. Unfortunately, we're only using one product here today, and that product is going to be the PB Blaster. It's a word. Blaster Metal Rescue Rust Remover Gel, and we only have that one here today because that was 20 bucks, and I am not a big enough YouTuber for me to be able to afford all these different sections, because what I would love to, or sections, all these different products, because what I would love to do is I'd love to show you guys what works best on the engine, but that would cost me around 100 bucks, and that's 100 bucks more than I actually have to spend on this here, and we're already in the tank 20 on it.
I'm broke, I'm not qualified to do anything else.
So if you do want to support the channel and get us to the goal where we can get sponsorships, go ahead and hit the like button down below so this video gets put out to more people, and also subscribe if you have not already. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw the gel on here after we get the engine cleaned up. Now this is all surface rust here, so it shouldn't be too terribly bad to get off. It has an optimal working temperature, and unfortunately it is fall. We are in Pennsylvania, so it's not exactly warm outside, and it's also nighttime. And also my propane ran out at like the worst possible time. I had this sitting in front of that. As soon as I turned that up just a little bit to get a little more heat in this, it went up. So we're out of propane, we have no heat, and again, yeah, so we need to go ahead, degrease this engine just a little bit. We're going to get all the surfaces. This is really going to be the side that we're going to have to focus on, because this is where the oil filter is and has leaked all this oil out, as you can tell on the block. Probably the front as well in here, because it wouldn't hurt to get rust out of there. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get degreasing on this guy. We'll apply this, and I'll go over exactly what the steps are to apply it. Honestly, it's really simple, but first things first, let's clean the engine. Alright, so now that we're done cleaning, all the only places that are left like kind of wet is the places that still have brake cleaner in it, like there and there and stuff. But yeah, this block is going to be as clean as it's going to get from hand cleaning it. Kind of see, nothing came off on my skin there. So what we're going to do now is we are going to cut up some bags, because once we get this all applied onto the engine, it needs to be covered and it's going to have to sit. I'm going to let it sit for a day, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. But we have a brush here that we're going to use because I don't own a paintbrush for whatever reason. I think the only one that I had I used already for the wide body stuff. But let's go ahead, get this guy open, and now we can get it applied onto our freshly cleaned but quite rusty still engine. Alright, so now before we get the last part covered, oh, I did miss a spot. Hold on. Before we get this covered up, I did want to show you. So it says to do about 1/8 of an inch thickness coating. I don't know how the hell someone's supposed to measure that, but I just put it on until it started dripping off, so I kind of figured that's the max you could put it on there. It's starting to pull up in like the freeze plugs and stuff, but everywhere is thoroughly coated if you couldn't tell by the shine. The other thing is I can see it starting to kind of turn green, which is very interesting. It might not even need 24 hours, but I'm still gonna leave it for 24 hours. Now, before I leave it for 24 hours, I am gonna get it off the surface of the heads because I don't know what this is gonna do to the heads. I don't think it will do anything because it does say it only does stuff to rust. But it would be my luck that I leave it on here and I'm the one exception to something going crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead, wipe that off, and get this covered up. Okay, this shit's getting all over my hands. This side's like 10 times worse. All right, this is done. So let's go ahead and cover this. And we will see what it looks like. All right, let's see what this looks like tomorrow. All right, so it is day 2. My hair is messed up as usual. I need a haircut. And this is the engine now. It's smelling good, honestly. It smells really good in this garage at the moment. This stuff smells sweet. Interestingly sweet. Some oil came from somewhere. I have no idea where that came from, but it has come from places. Actually, that's not oil, that's this stuff. So it has been working and dripping apparently. So I have not taken any peeks quite yet. So I'm gonna look at this with you guys here. Actually, let me put on some gloves first. Gloves are on. Let's go ahead and move. I'm just gonna throw this stuff down here on here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, wow. Interesting, to say the very least. Let's see what happens here if I like wipe right here. Looks like, does not look like rust under there, so that's a good sign. Yeah, all right, let's continue to actually pull this stuff off. This side looks almost the same, but this doesn't. This is a good sign of things coming off. Same deal. Hope you're liking the video so far. If you are, go ahead and hit the like button down below, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Now, one thing I did not read is how I am supposed to clean this stuff up. I assumed it was with water, so I got a couple gallons of water to be able to clean this guy up with real quick. And the best possible thing you can get to clean whenever you don't have like a water source is going to be this guy here. It's basically a mini pressure washer. I love these things. I got this from Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks, I think. It's a half a gallon. Half a gallon. This is a half a gallon? I don't know why I thought this was a gallon, but it's a half a gallon. You can mix whatever it is you need in here. Like you can put degreasers and whatnot in here. But I'm gonna read the instructions real quick, see how to clean this off, and we'll get cleaning. I don't actually remember putting any on this part. But if it wipes off, then I did. But if it doesn't, I didn't. Okay, and wipes off, I did. Okay. Cool. Alright, so essentially at this point I've completely hand dried the engine. If you remember what this looked like yesterday, this is a huge difference, like absolutely. I didn't really put any up here, so I didn't really get like the non-mating surface. You can see right there where that hard line is. I didn't really put it up there. I did put some over here just to see what it would look like, as you saw at the end of the other day, and that came out really clean. But the entire engine came out super clean. You can see it's like 10 shades brighter now. So this is really dope. I think the other side had a lot more, like the paint over here suffered a lot more because not as much of it stayed on over here as it did over here. And obviously there's none up here. So yeah, but a lot of the paint over here did survive. As you can see, it was black. And you can also see, if I take off my glove actually, dry or clean fingers. This block is completely clean as well. And yeah, it's looking good. So block's completely clean. This stuff is great. It's really good. Can definitely recommend this from here on out. They sell it at a whole bunch of different places. I'll leave an Amazon link down below if you're interested in it whatsoever. But it's really good for cleaning the engine, and it's definitely the most convenient thing. Like of all the time that I have spent towards this is maybe about an hour at the very most, and that's cleaning up the block. That's cleaning the block initially, getting the dirt and stuff off of it, putting that stuff on, and then coming back and getting all that stuff off. And also drying the block, I guess, if you include drying the block, an hour and a half, because I definitely did spend about a solid half an hour drying this thing off, mainly because I was not trying to cut myself like terribly on the underside there, because a lot of water did get inside the bores here, which we obviously got cleaned up. Now there was a whole bunch of oil still on the bores, so they should not have flash rusted whatsoever. You can see they aren't. Just got the little line where it was up top. So we will be rehoning these bores anyway, but that will be coming up here soon. I think I know what color I'm gonna paint it, but if you have another suggestion, go ahead and leave one down in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit the like button as well, the subscribe button, so you get notified whenever I drop new videos. Again, my name's Derek, this has been Fatal RPM, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.